In the beginning of the movie, we meet two girls, Hunter and Becky, who are trapped 2,000 feet up on a tower. They have no cell service, so they can't call anyone for help. Even worse, the tower is in the middle of a desert, so there's little chance anyone will see them. And if either of them tries to sleep, vultures will start eating their flesh. How did these girls get stuck on this tower, and will they escape or die? Let's dive into today's movie explanation. The film opens with Becky, her husband Dan, and her best friend Hunter, rock climbing. Dan spots a small cave and puts his hand in to get a grip, but suddenly a bird flies out, causing Dan to lose his balance and fall. He dangles from the safety wire. Dan tries to climb back up. Hunter and Becky come to help him. Just then, Dan's safety wire breaks and he falls to his death. 1 year later, we see Becky still grieving for her husband Dan, who died in the accident. She's been drinking heavily and is suffering from depression. Her father, James, is worried about her. He tells Becky to move on from the accident, but Becky isn't ready to listen. One day, overwhelmed by her life, Becky attempts suicide by taking many sleeping pills. Just then, Hunter calls her, which stops her from taking her own life. The next day, Hunter visits Becky at her home and, trying to get her out of her slump, tells her she's planning to climb the B67 TV tower and wants Becky to come with her. Hunter knows Becky loves adventure, hasn't had one in a long time, and is very depressed right now. So, Becky initially refuses to climb with her. But the next morning, when she goes to the kitchen for her medication, she reconsiders and agrees to go climbing with Hunter. Hunter and Becky then set off for the tower. On the way, Becky starts looking at some old photos on Hunter's phone. As she scrolls, she notices a boy's hand on Hunter's shoulder in one of the pictures. Becky asks Hunter about the boy, but Hunter refuses to say anything. Then Becky's father calls, but she doesn't answer. After driving for a long time, they stop at a hotel for the night. While having dinner, Becky learns that Hunter is now a YouTube vlogger and earns her travel expenses through YouTube. Becky's eyes fall on the TV tower outside the window, the one they're going to climb. Hunter tells Becky that it's the 4th tallest tower in the United States. The next morning, Becky and Hunter continue their journey by car. Hunter starts vlogging for her YouTube channel while driving, telling all her viewers that she's going to climb a TV tower with her best friend. Finally, they both reach the TV tower. They see a danger sign and a lock on the gate. From there, they leave their car and walk. On the way, they see some vultures eating a dead animal. Hunter records this for her blog and posts a picture of the dead animal on her Instagram account, where it quickly gets many likes. A little later, they reach the tower. Hunter stops vlogging here. Becky, on the other hand, starts to get scared seeing the height of the tower and feels like she can't do it. This is because she hasn't faced heights since Dan's accident. But Hunter tells her to overcome her fear. After that, Hunter ties the safety rope around her waist and starts climbing the tower. The entire tower was quite old and badly rusted. The stairs of this tower were shaky and the nuts and bolts were quite loose. And they both had climbed quite high here. Just then, an old part of the stairs breaks and falls down, which frightens Becky a bit. But she bravely continues to climb the tower. Slowly, they reach halfway up the tower, 1,000 feet up from where the city looks quite small. They both rest here for a while and, after drinking water, start climbing again. A little later, they reach 1,800 feet, and now they only have 200 feet left to climb. Becky starts to get very scared at such a height because the wind was blowing very hard there and the stairs were old and shaking. She tells Hunter that they should go back down now, but Hunter tells her that they shouldn't give up after coming so high. So she starts climbing again. From here, the path to climb the tower was very dangerous. Hunter easily crossed some discs attached to the tower and was helping Becky cross them too. Now, the higher they went, the more the air pressure started to increase. This made Becky even more scared. Meanwhile, the old nuts and bolts of the stairs started coming out one by one on their own. But unaware of this, they both continued to climb and finally, they both reached the very top of the tower, where another nut bolt had come off and fallen down. Here, Hunter starts their blog again, and to get good shots for the video, she uses a drone camera. A little later, to give her viewers more good content. Hunter hands the drone remote to Becky and hangs from the edge of the tower with one hand. After taking the shot, she climbs back up and tells Becky to do the same thing. Becky refuses to do it, but Hunter tells her that this is the biggest opportunity to overcome her fear. After that, Becky grabs Hunter's hand and does the same stunt, and Hunter takes a selfie of her. Then she climbs back up. Here, Becky had brought her husband Dan's ashes, and remembering him, she scatters his ashes right there. At this moment, both Becky and Hunter become quite emotional. After that, they decide that they should go back now. So they attach their safety wires to themselves, and Becky starts to climb down. But as soon as she puts her foot on the first stair, the stair breaks, and she falls down with the stair. But Hunter somehow catches her and pulls her back up. Here, Becky had a narrow escape from death. Because of this, she starts screaming in fear. Looking down, they realize that there are no more stairs for them to go down. They both check their phones. But they had no network on their phones, and their bag had fallen down onto the tower's disk, which contained their food and drinks. Up on the tower, they find an emergency box. When they open it, they find binoculars and a flare gun. But neither of these things was of any use to them. Seeing all this, Becky gets angry at Hunter. Hunter tries to calm her down and says that maybe someone will come to help them after hearing the sound of the stairs breaking, and so they both have to wait for some time until someone comes. Just then, Hunter notices that Becky's leg was injured when the stairs broke last time, and now blood is coming out of that injury. Hunter ties her shirt over Becky's injury. A little later, Becky asks Hunter why she started blogging. Hunter accidentally takes Dan's name, which makes Becky suspicious of Hunter. A little later, Hunter checks her phone, where she had uploaded a picture of a dead animal on her social media a while ago. This gives them an idea that they will type a help message on their phone and tie that phone with a rope and hang it down, thinking that maybe the phone will get a signal down below and their post will be uploaded, although their attempt fails. Then they think that there must be a network on the ground. So they put the phone in their shoe, stick its hard part to their sock, and throw the shoe down. Suddenly, Becky notices Hunter's other leg. Seeing this, she remembers that her husband Dan always used the 143 code to tell her, "I love you." But Becky ignores this and starts thinking of another idea to get down from this tower. A little later, both of them see a person and his dog passing by the tower on the ground below through binoculars. Seeing them, they start shouting for help to that person. But due to being at such a height, their voices were not reaching down below. Here we see that the phone that Hunter had thrown down in the shoe is completely broken, and now their plan has failed. That man starts walking away. Seeing this, Becky throws both of her shoes towards that man while shouting for help, so that the man's attention falls on them. But that man does not notice because he was talking to someone on the phone. After that, Becky starts lighting flares, but Hunter forbids her from firing the flare gun, saying that it is daytime, so no one will see the flare gun. Meanwhile, they notice two more people at some distance who had come there to party. Seeing them, they both decide that they will use this flare gun when it gets a little dark so that those people can see them. A little later, it gets dark and Becky uses the flare gun, as a result of which those two people see them. Here, Becky and Hunter try to ask for help by waving their hands and shouting loudly. After that, they both see through binoculars that those two people are going towards Hunter's car. Seeing this, both of them become happy. But instead of helping them, those people steal their car and run away from there. Seeing this, both of them become very sad and now they have no new idea what to do. Here, Becky asks Hunter about her leg tattoo, where Hunter reveals that she had a 6-month relationship with Dan. For this, she apologizes that she made a very big mistake by having a relationship with her husband. Hunter says that she liked Dan and loved him, but Dan loved Becky more, so she broke up with Dan quickly. Hearing this, Becky becomes even more frustrated that both her best friend and her husband were cheating on her. The next morning, Becky checks her phone, where she learns that 24 hours have passed since they climbed this tower. Now that they were very hungry and thirsty, Hunter decides that she will go down to the disc and get their bag, for which she ties the safety rope to the tower and starts climbing down. But the rope becomes short at some distance from the disc. Because of this, Hunter cannot reach that bag. Now she had no other option. So Hunter unties the big rope with her, swings on it, and jumps onto the disc. She gets up and starts drinking water from the water bottle. After that, she hangs the bag with a rope with the help of her selfie stick, and she herself hangs holding that rope. Just then, Becky starts pulling her up. Here, Hunter also starts climbing up, and she had almost reached the top. Just then, the rope slips from her hand. Because of this, she falls down quickly. Seeing this, Becky's heartbeat quickens. Because after losing her husband, she didn't want to lose her best friend now. But as soon as she looks down in fear, she sees Hunter hanging from the rope, although Hunter's hand was quite injured. So Becky pulls Hunter up the tower with all her strength. A little later, Becky writes a help note and attaches it to the drone and tries to reach the nearby hotel with the help of the drone. But due to the drone's low battery, it could not go far. So she brings it back to herself. Here, now they both were helpless on the tower again. At night, Becky has a terrible dream, where she sees that Hunter has died in that tower and vultures are eating Hunter's body. She wakes up in fear, and then she realizes that it was just a bad dream. The next morning, an idea comes to Becky's mind that she can charge the drone from the light installed on the tower. After that, she climbs to the top of the tower, and when she goes to plug in the drone's charger, she sees that the plug was quite loose. So Becky has to hold the charger while hanging from above until the drone's battery is fully charged. After holding that pole for a long time, Becky's hands were slowly going numb, and even worse, many vultures were attacking her there now. Because of this, the bag falls down from her hand. A little later, the drone's battery is fully charged. As a result, Becky comes down. After that, she tries to send the drone to the hotel. But when the drone was almost near the hotel, it hits a truck, due to which it is completely broken, and nothing was visible in their drone camera either. Seeing this, both of them become even more scared, because now they had no way to survive. Becky gives up on that tower and sits down. In the evening, a storm starts, due to which their survival becomes even more difficult. Becky was also feeling sleepy, so she starts falling asleep there. But Hunter forbids her to sleep, because if they fall asleep, the vultures will attack them again. Becky asks Hunter for the other shoe so that she can put her phone in it this time and throw it down. Hunter tells her that her shoe is already on the disc below. From here comes a big twist, and we learn that when Hunter jumped onto the disc, she died due to falling on the disc, and since then, Becky was alive alone. Becky had started hallucinating, where she imagined Hunter's presence. At night, after surviving the storm, Becky records a video message for her father, where she says that she wants to come home. On the other hand, her father James was also very worried about her. The next day, Becky was sleeping on the tower. Then a vulture comes and starts eating flesh from her injured area. So Becky forcefully grabs that vulture and kills it by hitting it with the tower's metal and starts eating it. As a result, she gets some strength in her body and she goes down to the disc with the help of a rope, where Hunter's dead body was lying. After that, she messages her father James that she is stuck on this tower and puts her phone in Hunter's shoe. But this time, she puts the shoe inside Hunter's body and throws the dead body down. After that, at night, Becky's father James receives Becky's message and he quickly calls the police and reaches the tower. As soon as he reaches the tower, he sees the police taking a dead body. Seeing this, he thinks that it is his daughter's dead body. Just then, he sees his daughter near the police car. After that, both of them hug each other, and the movie ends here. Thank you for subscribing to our channel, friends.